In the heart of Ezuru, two powerful families, the Lagbajas and the Obis, had been embroiled in a decade-old feud. The Lagbajas, masters of traditional medicine, and the Obis, skilled in the art of divination, had once been united in their quest for knowledge and power. They were the rising families who came into agreement and could have shaped the history of Ezuru for generations to come. However, a bitter dispute over a sacred artifact, the golden calabash, engraved with their clan's initials, had sparked a curse that would haunt their families for generations to come. Kola, a young Lagbaja, next in line to lead his clan's name, and Noma, an Obi, crossed paths at the annual Ezuru Harvest Festival. Their eyes met, and the air was electric, with an undeniable attraction. Unbeknownst to them, their family's hatred for each other would make their love a dangerous and forbidden affair. Kola and Noma began to secretly meet at the ancient Iroko tree, exchanging stories and laughter. Their love blossomed, but the weight of their family's animosity loomed over them. They knew their love was forbidden, yet they couldn't resist the passion that burned within them. Unoma's brother, Ikem, discovered their secret meetings and privately confronted Unoma aggressively about it. Unoma stood on the passion that burned in her heart for Kola, pleaded with him to understand how she feels. Ikem became more passive and listened to her. Noma opens to him how she plans to elope with Kola, as their families will not understand their relationship as he does. She pleads for his help to be with Kola forever. He agrees and advises her to come with Kola to the Nesty Forest by 12 midnight tomorrow to get his blessing, as it's their culture for a male must bless a union or it's void. So what really made these two powerful families hate themselves so much? The golden calabash, the source of the ancient curse, was stolen from the Lagbaja's family shrine. On their turn to tender to it, the Obis were randomly accused, and the tension escalated for decades. At the Nesty Forest midnight, Noma and Kola were waiting with a few items to elope together. 5 armed men came out of the bush out of nowhere and ambushed the lovers. Kola tried to fight them off as much as he could, but was totally overpowered and his head was decapitated. Noma screaming in agony. Her eyes turned white and were glowing intensely. But before anything could happen, she was struck in the head and she fainted. And she was taken to her family's home. A passerby observing this ran straight to the Lagbajas and informed them about what had transpired. As soon as Kola's father heard about his heir's death, he rent his clothes and vowed to destroy the Obi's bloodline from the very face of the earth. The Obis find Noma laid at the front of their family home, and the whole clan gathered around her. They tried to tend to her wounds. Some even say, "The Lagbajas dare to do this to our pride and joy. We must destroy them." As she gained consciousness, she grabbed the sword from the seat of one of her clan members and lunges to stab her brother in the heart. She missed his heart but stabbed him in his abdomen. Down went Ikem. Before the Obis could grasp the situation, one of their spies rushed in, panting and screaming that the Lagbajas are preparing to wage war against them. The Obi clan murmured and screamed in acceptance of the impending war. Ikem was rushed for his wounds to be tended, while Noma was detained in the Obi's dungeon for a crazy outburst. 3 days gone, the Obis and Lagbajas prepared to wage war against themselves. Kingdom of Ezuru on the brink of destruction, as the two greatest families feud could be the end of the kingdom. Unoma laid in a dungeon hopeless, refusing to eat nor drink till death takes her away, as she cannot live with Kola's absence. Ikem, partly recovered from his stab wound, visits Nneoma in the dungeon and tells her he had no hand in the death of Kola. That someone could have planned this so the two greatest families in the kingdom could go into ruin. He pleaded with Nneoma to believe him, as he would never do anything that will harm his family, and tells her all this could be linked to the golden calabash. He lets her free from the dungeon and tells her to uncover the truth behind the golden calabash and the ancient curse. Nneoma embarked on a perilous journey. She braved treacherous landscapes, fierce creatures, and treacherous humans, all in the hope of finding a way to break the curse and find the truth. For some reason, she just knew where she was going, as if guarded by a stick. She enters a cave and sees cryptic stone carvings on the wall. She doesn't really understand them, but for some reason, she does. She goes deeper into the cave and falls 20 feet deep in the cave. She sees a glowing light from a distance and she moves in the direction of the light. She sees two men guarding the glowing light, and as soon as she moves closer, they try to attack her but were killed in an instant. Nneoma, worried, sees a tiny flying creature who saved her and tells her that the king's lineage were behind the missing golden calabash, as it holds the power to unleash a Lagbaja and Obi's full potential. The decade-old king knew if the two clans with their great powers stand together, they could overthrow the king. So the king decided to steal the calabash and left fake broken pieces of it at each family's home, hoping one day they will finally reduce their families to ruin. And the king was also behind the death of Kola. Before Nneoma knew what happened, she was stabbed, and down went Nneoma as she died. Guess who? Her very own Kola. He was never dead. He did it for the honor of his family. This is not a love story of Kola and Nneoma, nor of the golden calabash. It's all about pride, honor, and family.